Good evening, YouTube. Chemist in Japan here. I come to you tonight with a Oranai Jodan. Uh, and I guess it's a nerdy joke. Anyway, it did not solicit any laughs at all, but I thought it was really kind of neat. So I thought I would tell you the joke and talk about some Japanese terms to go with it. So this being a nerdy joke, it's going to obviously involve math or science, and this time it's going to involve math and science at the same time. All right, so you probably know of a book called The Bell Curve. It was a controversial book written back in 1994 by two guys, Richard J. Herrnstein and Charles Murray. And let me see. The book was about intelligence and class structure in American life. That's the subtitle of the book, and it was controversial. But basically, the book is about the bell curve. The bell curve, obviously, as you can see, it has a bell shape, and it has this shape for a very specific reason. It has to do with the equation that generates this shape, and the shape of this graph is called a Gaussian function. It has a Gaussian function inside of it, and so for that reason, the bell curve actually has a more formal name called a normal distribution. In Japanese, that is seiki bunpu. Seiki bunpu. Also, it is also called Gauss bunpu as well for the Gaussian function part of it. Gaussian function in Japanese is Gaussukansu. Gaussukansu. Those are actually very important to me in chemistry because they describe many different chemical processes. Anyway, so yes, the bookstore and the book, how does this all relate? So normal distribution is the formal name for the bell curve shape graph when you're talking about statistical analysis. Things often turn out to be this typical bell-shaped curve, dealing with averages and means and standard deviations and whatnot. But it came known colloquially as the bell curve. When I first started taking math, I learned this to be called a Gaussian distribution. Basically the same thing, same name. But anyway, I was walking in a bookstore today with a friend of mine who is also, she's not a science major or anything, but she's nerdy and she's into science and she knows about these things. And I just was walking by, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw a copy of The Bell Curve, the book. And it hit me, and I turned to my friend and I said, well, I guess they had to name their book The Bell Curve because Gaussian distribution just doesn't have the same ring to it. And she gave me a scowl. There was no laughing. I thought it was funny. I mean, I really did. I mean, I had a great laugh, and she, asked me what was so funny, and so I turned to her and said that. I really had a really good laugh over it. Bell curve, ring, Gaussian distribution. No, nothing. All right. Well, I tried. Oh well.